Hey everybody, Kenny Jr. here, and welcome back to Stick to Games. If you're familiar with the producer Andrew Huang, then you're probably familiar with his series, Four Producers Flip the Same Sample. Well, in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at a Jake Kaufman composition, Warehouse from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Danger of the Ooze, in which he does a similar type of theme. What's going to happen is Mr. Kaufman is going to take a melody and apply two different musical genres and tropes to it. Those two genres are what we're going to be focusing on today, which are hip-hop and electronic dance music, or EDM for short. Now to compare and contrast a little bit, what we're going to notice on the hip-hop side is that there's a little bit more focus between the kick and the hi-hat interaction, whereas in EDM, there's going to be more focus on the snare to kick interaction. However, both ideas seem to revolve around 16-beat patterns. So today we're going to look at exactly how they're applied, how they're divided, what are some common trends, and then what makes them unique to the track. So if you're ready to check this one out, let's take it to the set. So, with the hip-hop inspired mix, you're noticing that the snare is placed on the 3 rather than the 2 and 4. This is a standard feel for hip-hop songs as it makes for a less busy sounding pattern while retaining its groove. And in hip-hop, the groove is usually felt in the bass line. So the pattern reads with 16-note permutations in the hi-hat. So we'll notice that the snare is pretty consistent throughout, with the exception of the one fill in measure 10. And we can then take note of the sparse kick drum pattern. The decision here goes to show that the creator wanted to use kick drum to emphasize the first beat and leave the rest of the room open for the hi-hat to fill up. In modern hip-hop, this really could go either way, whether you want a sparse kick drum or a busy kick drum. It generally depends on the mood of the track, where chill tracks would generally give you that sparse kick drum, and then a busy pattern is more common in hip-hop tracks you dance to. This one takes the more chill approach. And it even comes complete with a break at the end as you prepare for a repeat, which is also a standard part of hip-hop. So some main ideas to take away from this modern hip-hop example are that these patterns are generally repeated in 4 or 8 bar loops with minor fills and breaks thrown in them every once in a while, typically for emphasis on the lyrics. It's also noted that whether the pattern aims for a busy kick or a sparse kick drum part, the hi-hat generally fills in any gaps while maintaining a 16-beat permutation, and the snare doesn't usually see anything beyond the prime backbeat, which is mostly on the 3. So that's what it sounds like for the normal theme. Now, as a part of the battle mode of this theme, the track switches seamlessly over to using a dance pattern. And in the dance pattern, you may notice significantly more emphasis placed on syncopation in the kick drum, as well as more variants from bar to bar, while the hip-hop pattern basically picked an 8-bar formula and stuck with it. So what I'm going to do here is demonstrate the basic idea behind the dance pattern without so much of a focus on its technical accuracy, as in note for note, but the basic idea is 16-beat with heavy kick syncopation and snare doing 2 and 4 with some minor syncopated parts as well. So as we heard, a lot of bar-to-bar variants compared to the 8-bar ostinato from the hip-hop, especially in the kick drum. So the last thing we'll talk about then is the use of fills in EDM. And they can come in a variety of forms, all even within the same track. And that's demonstrated here in this Kaufman number. So first, let's start off with the fill from measure 22. Next, we'll check out the one from measure 30. For this one, to hit both the snare drum and the crash cymbal at its accurate times, you're going to see me use the sticking of a left lead flam tap and then a left lead flamadiddle. And what this is going to do for me is to go ahead and prepare my right hand for the next downbeat. Not the most essential part, but it helps to get back into your groove. So as we saw, many different examples here. You had 1 count fills, 2 count fills, 1 bar fills, 2 bar fills. So this is a trend with dance music to basically always keep it going and introduce subtle changes that don't stop the beat. Now, there is a lot more that dance music has to offer in the way of drum parts, but that's a conversation for another day. So for now, why don't we go ahead and run this one from the top. We'll start off with the hip-hop part, and then we'll seamlessly transition into the dance music part. And alright everybody, that just about covers everything we had to talk about today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button and also subscribe so you can see my future videos. Remember to hit me up on social media, Instagram or Twitter, if you want to make a special request for a video or if you just want to drop by and say hi. Also be sure to check out my website where you can find these transcriptions as well as other content that I produce. I hope you enjoyed everything today and I hope to see you again soon. Till next time.